The breath is the tuning knob of the radio station that is creation. Because creation is exactly like radio station. It's different channels. You can think of it also as TV or radio station. It's the same thing. The remote control, if you want to look at it from the TV perspective, and the tuning knob, if you want to look at it from the radio station perspective. And so that's creation in a nutshell. And you're able to use the remote control to tune into different channels, different radio stations, the tuning knob. And the way to do that is your breath. That's the way to do it. So if you're breathing in a manner that is slow, if let's say you're able to get your breath down consistently, like the really, really high master yogis that have over 10,000 hours of breathwork practice and dedicated practice, if you're able to get your breath down to less than 1 breath per minute, you're going to secrete DMT. And so you tune into much, much, much higher frequencies, much more desirable and truthful channels, radio stations and TV channels. So what has come to my attention is that 99.9999% of all information out there is pure horse shit. Why? Because the people that are transmitting this information are breathing rapidly. Therefore, they're tuned into certain radio channels, radio stations and TV channels that are, how can I put this? Low vibrational. And when I say low vibrational, I'm not making a judgment here. I'm just describing what is. I'm describing the amusement park that we're in, the consciousness software. And certain radio stations and TV channels just happen to be in a higher place, in a lighter frequency than other radio stations. Okay? So you could think of solar energy. It's lighter frequency. If you have a car that is powered by solar, it's powered by a lighter frequency that isn't really perceivable by your eyes. You can't see the photons, but you certainly know their power and you certainly use them to get energy. As opposed to fossil fuels, that's a denser frequency, a denser form of light, a denser form of energy. So I'm not making a judgment here. I'm not saying this is better, this is worse. It's just the way it is. If you start to understand creation, this is the way it is. This is just the way creation is made. And there's certain lighter frequencies, higher frequencies, because the higher and higher up you go, the closer and closer you get to the source, which is the void, and pure awareness. And so, what really has occurred to me is that, you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you turn on the TV, you turn on the radio channel, and 99.99% of all the information, the music, the entertainment, the media that is being transmitted to you is being transmitted by people who breathe way too much. They take at least 15 breaths per minute consistently, and they're always stressed out, so they're always under the influence of the drug adrenaline, the stress hormone cortisol. So how can I take that as truth? How can I take it at face value? How can I trust that what you're telling me is the truth? And it turns out that's really the case. If the transmitter of the information is not doing breath work, is not taking down their breath, is not slowing down their breath, I can't really trust what they're saying as the truth. I can't really take it as the truth. And so because we live in the age of darkness, the Kali Yuga, and some say we're coming out of it, and we probably are. Sadhguru says we already came out of it, but I personally think, and many others think as well, and even Hindu people that are yogis in Hindu scholars, they still think we're in the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the age of darkness. So because we're and so the way the Kali Yuga is described, it's described as the Sat Yuga is the highest. So Sat Yuga is the highest Yuga. That's when pretty much everybody's enlightenment. The word Sat, you know, if you go and break it down in Sanskrit, it means truth. It's the age of truth. Kali Yuga is the age of darkness. It's the least, we have the least amount of virtue and truth. And so we've got a bunch of hyperventilating people. I mean, again, if you're taking like 15 breaths per minute or more, even 10 breaths, it's too much. You know, most people are way above 15. I mean, we're practically hyperventilating. So then, because the breath is your remote control, you're plugged into the TV channels and the radio stations that are going to give you information that is bullshit, that isn't in alignment with the source. It isn't in alignment with the Tao, which you can only get to as you lighten up the frequency, as you lighten up the density, and you get closer and closer to the source, okay, which is pure awareness, which is pure light. It's light when it perceives itself, but when it's not, it's pure void, pure awareness. So yeah, right now, I mean, you've got to really be mindful of what type of information are you consuming, because most of what's out there is plain garbage. It's total bullshit. It really is. Whether you're looking for diet advice, I mean, look, you're looking at a guy, you could go look up my fitness channel, right? Which I don't even remember the last time I posted on, and I don't even really weight lift anymore. And but at some point, I was a really buff guy. Okay, you could go see this for yourself. Just look up the Holistic Superhuman. Before, in the old days, the channel used to be my name, and we know at its high, I had 100,000 subscribers, and you know, I was doing really good. And I can tell you that 99.99% of all my videos there are pure bullshit. Pure just garbage information about diet and about working out and about, you know, what's healthy. Oh my God, it's so bullshit. It's so bullshit. Everything that I said, in 99.9% of everything that all the information in those videos, and the persona that I had, and the buffness. I mean, all that buffness that I had was inflammation and retaining water weight, and because I'm dehydrated, so I have to drink a ton of water. It was all like inflammation and water retention. And I was always like, tense and I wasn't feeling good. And I shared information about health. And what did I learn it from? From other fellow hyperventilators and fellow people with lots of acidity in their body and lots of toxicity and lots of tension. Of course, you're transmitted into frequencies that are going to just give you plain garbage for information, and you're going to act upon it. And so I am a living example of that. You know, that my fitness channel is a living example of that. Because I mean, yeah, I've got people advising, you know, if you want to gain weight, go and eat a shit ton of peanut butter. You know how horrible that is for you? But I did that at the time because, you know, again, I was plugged into certain frequencies, denser frequencies. So then the advice, quote unquote advice, and the expertise that I would provide people was dense also. So I would give them a dense advice, like go and eat a jar of peanut butter or something. You know, so yeah, just be mindful. Just all I'm saying is be mindful of the information you're consuming. Be mindful of what is the person. Okay, is the person that is transmitting the information doing a lot of breath work? Are they slowing down their breath? In other words, are they meditating? Meditation, the essence of meditation is breath work. Are they meditating? Are they slowing down their breath? Are they grounded? How many breaths per minute are they taking? Do they seem to you like they're grounded in truth? Do they seem to you like they're breathing slower, like they're relaxed? They're more in alpha frequencies. And if they are, you can begin to entertain that what they're telling you might be the truth, because it's still a might be. It might be useful, it might be resourceful, it might be the truth. It might be something that is going to enhance you, that is going to bring you closer to your true self, closer to the void, closer to the light. Because even if somebody's, you know, doing a lot of breath work and breathing slower, it doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna, you know, say something that is useful or resourceful, but they're much more likely, because then they're gonna be, chances are, if you're doing a lot of breath work, a lot of meditation, you're slowing down your breath, you're really doing that, there's a good, you're just automatically, without you even knowing, unconsciously shifting into TV channels, into frequencies that you're because your breath is your tuning knob, it's your remote control. So then chances are, we're playing likelihood here, we're playing a probability game. Chances are you're going to be telling me something that is going to empower me, that is going to bring me closer to my true self, to who I really am. Otherwise, you know, how do I know that the way you're telling me is resourceful and useful? And I'm telling you, most of the advice and the information that I transmitted in the fitness channel was just plain garbage. That's why I stopped posting there, and I just kind of got out of that whole scene. And yeah, I'm not as buff as I used to be, because I'm healthier now. Because that all that buffness, all that big, you know, the big muscles, it was just like, it was unhealthy. It was inflammation, and I know this. I wasn't a healthy person. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. You know, those are some thoughts that came to me after doing some breath work, after doing some meditation, and I've got a feeling what I'm transmitting right now, because we're conduits. I got a feeling what I'm transmitting right now holds some weight, holds some truth, holds some validity. Because I really slowed down my breath before this video. So that's about it. I'm really loving the sunlight in my eyes, and I'm really liking making videos like this. You know, I can't even really see myself in the video, which is amazing. I'm trying to sort of not look at myself as much. Like I teach the kids, you know, so I have to look at that. I have to look at myself teaching them. So I'm trying to like look at them more. You know, today I just kind of 95% of the time I was just looking at the kids more, and this is a good way for me also not to look at myself making the video as much. And I got the sun there, so it's beautiful. So that's about it. I want to thank all the beautiful, lovely, wonderful Patreons for supporting this channel, and you guys have put trust in me that, you know, there's some truth that is being transmitted here, some wisdom, and I'm just a conduit, a transmitter. I will continue to slow down my breath, and I will continue to do breath work so that I could be even a better conduit of wisdom and truth, because it really is about breath. I'm not special, you're not special, nobody's special. It comes down to how are you breathing. That's really how it is. And then you're going to be plugged into certain frequencies, certain dimensions, certain planes of existence, certain thought realms that are either going to bring you closer to the source, closer to the Tao, more in harmony with the Tao, or away from the Tao. And back in my days when I would give people the advice to go and eat lots of peanut butter, I was giving them advice, I was giving them information that is actually bringing them away, further away from the harmony of the Tao, because I was myself further away from the harmony of the Tao. I was plugged into denser frequencies, therefore I was transmitting information, embodying information that is making me denser and bringing me away from the source, away from the Tao, the harmony, from the flow. So then that's why, you know, just be mindful who you listen to. Okay? And thank you to all the patrons. If you would like to support me so I could do this full time, you could pledge your support with as little as $2 a month. You put $2, you forget about it. That's $24 a year. You know, if you just put the $2, you know, over a 5-year period, that would be like, you know, $120. You know, it's like, it's nothing, right? But it helps me a lot, because if the more and more people do it, then I could do this full time. And you know, more people have joined in lately. I really appreciate it. I know more of you guys will join in as well. Thank you very much. I love you guys, and until next time, may the force be with you.